Should I press the button now? Actually, already pressed the button.
Oh, you tricked
Kidding.
Gotcha, bitch.
Stick around. We're watching the movie Sinners, and we're drinking some whiskeys.
Good times.
Maybe.
I'm concerned by the maybe. Coming back to Bisco.
We'll find out, I guess.
Oh God! What if he was like,
Wow.
"Hey, this is
There you go.
rare bourbon that we've never had before. We
This is-
drink it."
Oh,
And then he's like, I have diabetes, and it's now made of my
I
Wait a
picked this up
minute.
at an estate sale. It's like 400 years old.
Yeah.
Listen, we didn't do the price of the last bourbon either.
Well, we can't talk about it
did
now
not.
because
We
technically
didn't do
this
the
is next
price
week.
of that. The dead guy ale bourbon. All right, anyway,
Okay, I would guess 60
Anyway.
bucks.
let's
Go.
get started.
Hey, what was that kiss
I was-
sound?
I-
What, were you trying to?
And you leaned into it. That's what
Yeah.
was creepy about it. It's like, as long as
That's
you're
it.
not making. All right. Golf sounds.
That's you. That's your cue.
I know.
Go.
Mr. Q, it's
I'm
you.
trying to
Run
let,
down.
let everything simmer down.
Calm down.
I'm calming.
Simmer down now.
I'm in a better place right now.
Oh,
You what? Oh, see, he needed to hit the button.
no, it's fine.
Maybe
It's still
maybe.
recording.
We
Welcome
lost
everybody
20
to another
viewers.
episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I am one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
I'm another one of your happy
Joy.
hosts, Warren Price.
And I'm another guy, Lon. Nobody cares.
Yay.
Today, this
Today,
evening,
tomorrow,
this morning, we are talking about what?
a movie?
Oh, Jesus.
No, we're talking about the movie Sinners,
Sinners.
which is
Just
a
came out, man.
movie by Ryan Coogler.
Coogler. You know, he wrote it,
of,
too.
Of Creed and what's the other one?
That one.
Oh fuck, what's the other one?
You want me to tell you?
Oh, we should know that.
I know
Ryan
it's
Coogler.
Creed and quickly.
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther. Black Panther. Face.
Both Black Panthers, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. So right, so we're doing the movie.
Michael A. Jordan.
Michael A. Jordan. Not
B.
the
B.
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
It's just
The
A.
A was
A. Jordan.
He's A. Jordan.
A. Jordan.
Jordan.
A. Jordan. Anyway, but as
This
you know,
episode sucks already.
as you know, and probably this is why you actually watch us for. We like to talk about alcohol. So Lon, what alcohol do we have
I'm
tonight?
waiting for one of these times where he's like, I didn't bring anything. We just gotta go sober. We just gotta
I
do
bring
it sober.
And today we brought water.
Yay!
Yeah, but it's Kirkland water,
But
just like the Kirkland.
I'm getting a hint of.
mine's members only. Mine's,
Oh,
I'm getting a hint of
Sam's Club.
BPA.
So this one, I try to go back. So this is a period piece.
going way back, way back.
Kelly.
This is a period piece. The whiskey I got was actually 100 years before this one, but that's okay.
What'd you do? Like
It's
one of the
still a
Incas or
period
something?
piece.
Okay.
This one is
Period piece. I don't want anything with period.
Yeah.
Journeyman Distillery's Corsets, Whips, and
Ooh.
Whiskey.
Eh?
I'm going to give a little thing of the thing.
I like it already.
You just like the corsets.
Whips.
and
I
the
always do it
whips.
wrong. Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey.
Interesting.
So this,
looks
this
special. You might want to
is-
show them that label there.
right, so this is a private selection from Binny's. I guess
Okay.
we should show
Sorry,
that too,
go
right?
back there.
So this is a Binny's selection. Binny's is a big liquor store chain out here in the Chicagoland area. I think it's in other states too,
Yeah,
but
it was in England.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say.
It was
England?
just-
They
no,
went across
it
the
was-
pond.
it was in California.
England.
It was
Okay.
in California.
So this is and this is it. So this is a 100% wheat whiskey,
Wheat. Okay.
cask strength.
Okay.
So that means this is a 112
And a half.
and a half. No, half. Not
Half.
half.
Just half.
Half, not half.
No, but
Proof.
but the bigger part of it is that in order to get a half out of it,
They had to
the,
go
the,
add an
the, the
angle.
percentage of alcohol was 56.25.
Yeah, you got to see that. You got to see that.
Oh,
You
sorry.
got to see that. Yes. Ooh,
Dip it up.
bleaching
There
there.
There you go. Oh.
Come
Not
on,
too
come on,
close.
focus, focus, focus.
When are we closer?
There you
There,
go,
look
there
at
you
that.
go.
There you go.
Good luck technology.
All right. So, little history on this one too. So, Journeyman Distillery, located in an 1800s Corset and Buggy Whip Factory in Three Oaks,
Hang on a sec.
Michigan.
So you have a factory that makes corsets and whips,
And buggy
and
whips.
buggies.
Buggy whips.
Buggy whips.
They don't make the buggies, it's the buggy whips.
The buggy whips. Isn't it just a whip?
It's a whip for buggies.
Yeah.
So you're whipping.
It might be bigger than the usual whips, is
I-
what I'm thinking.
But are you whipping the buggy?
Listen,
or
listen.
the horse
No,
that's
you're
pulling the
whipping the
buggy?
horse.
Listen, they made enough money to make a distillery out of the place,
That's
so
true.
shut the fuck
That's
up.
Good point.
Okay, so
Nay.
Nay.
Three Oaks, Michigan used to be a dry town. Then we
Now it's
added
all
the
wet.
essential ingredients for a
No.
great party. Join us every July for an annual Corsets, Whips,
Founders Day?
and Whiskey event. Now,
Yes.
here, I'll let you guys take a look at that. Now, here's the thing is, so my cousin, I have a cousin that lives out in Indiana. And I mentioned him before because I go out to Indiana to visit him, and we go to the liquor store nearby. And in Indiana, shit's way cheaper than here in Illinois.
And of course, when you come across the border, you immediately pay the duty and tax to the wonderful state of Illinois, right?
Absolutely, I do.
There you go. Good point.
Now, he was extremely fond of this whiskey.
Okay.
Journeyman Distilleries is a very diverse distillery. They have a lot of different whiskeys on there.
I like the color.
They all have a vintagey edge to them, and that's why I picked it for this one, because even though this is technically a generation or whatever to before the movie, this is 1800s. The movie we watched, Sinners, is 1900s.
Yep.
Right? It's just
1932.
Prohibition's era, right? This is from before that, but I've been dying for an excuse to try this. I have not tried it myself, and I'm very, very curious.
Okay.
Bi-curious?
Let's
Let's
crack
let's
this
get into it.
bitch open.
Ooh, we even
I
got
noticed
the
there's
wax.
notice there's two little
I
nubbins.
saw that. I was like,
Why
what
are
the
there
fuck is
two
that?
little nubbins? I don't understand that. But
They didn't want you double one. You getting.
And none of them.
which
can
way
get
do you?
open.
There we go.
I would say I would go.
I would have thought it was the other direction, but
Yeah.
apparently it's this direction.
I would go away from the other novel,
Yeah, but apparently it's this way.
knobbly thing.
All right, so Maker's Mark makes it a lot easier to pull off this freaking
This
wax.
just shows how
part.
sealed it is.
It's sealed, man.
Watch it be a twist off underneath there. You'd be like, son of. Ooh, you're
It's
gonna
like-
get the sound of this bad.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
nothing to grip, unfortunately. You got to get this
Take-
wax
take the
top
top
off.
off.
I couldn't.
Take your top off.
Picture.
Go ahead, take my top off.
Oh, look at him go. Look at this.
Ah.
Oh, look at that.
Can I use my teeth?
I don't care what you
That's what
put
he
your
s-
mouth
that's
on
what
my
she said?
bottle.
No.
Well, you can get the cap off that way,
Okay,
but the
It's,
top.
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
that part
it's
I got.
coming. You can finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here.
Give her it. Oh, there you go.
But that wax ain't coming off.
It's sprayed all over the place.
But see, this is kind of interesting.
Oh,
Like
thanks.
so wax.
Yeah, now,
lip.
so now you're gonna have the wax tape.
Okay, well, maybe not. I'm the wax tape.
Can you wax that is?
Interesting.
Wait, you know what? Maybe that's what that extra little nubbin is for. Now you peel the wax down.
Can you?
No.
No,
No.
I tried.
Way to go. Way to go.
All right, so you,
But
So-
okay, I'm not kidding, but I don't know whether I'm smelling wax. I think I'm smelling wax.
Okay. Well, let's.
do you want me to
what?
peel it off? Like, see if I
No,
can?
no, no. I think we should. Well, all right. I guess if you can.
Because you can't really.
We need a knife.
I know you bring a knife with me.
I don't. I normally do.
Did
as
you bring
well.
your some smoker?
My smoker?
There.
No.
Oh, look at you go.
Look at you, girl.
There.
Perfect. Dude, that's perfect.
Okay, we'll pass it back.
All right.
I am not getting like a strong. I mean, it's,
Oh, I
it
got a
smells
good
good.
strong
It smells
smell.
good.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Yeah.
strong odor or a strong
I
burn.
I now smell the bourbon because
Okay.
it's like I was totally
You
smelling
get that little nubbin.
the wax before.
I don't see an age on this. That's the other thing I was interested in, was the age, and I didn't
Well,
see
we know
that.
it's 1800s.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's operating since 2010.
Give me a glass. Give me a glass.
Did they?
Give me a glass.
So here's the question: Did they? It's cask strength. Did they put like any of these whips or corsets in the casks?
Why would they do that?
The leather. Oh god.
So,
Okay.
highly recommended
It's got a nice
Highly
little dark color
recommended
to it. I
by a
think.
cousin who knows his shit. And,
Why?
well, I guess we'll find out if he knows
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
shit.
say, a little.
But this was the one, the Corsets.
Okay, I'm getting more of the smell now.
Oh,
yeah, it's pleasant.
Nostrovia.
I like the smell of this one.
Oh,
It does have a little burn.
Oh,
Well, wait, it should, right? Because it's 112. All right.
it is 112 proof.
yeah, that's.
This needs ice.
It needs something. Well, that is burning all the way down.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
Still burning. But it's not. I feel like the other one had the one of the four.
Yeah. Oh, because it
Had-
was no, the 104 had
No,
more.
the one
No,
of
no,
the
no.
one of
the
four.
beer barrel.
The beer
But that
barrel.
was 130.
Blind barrel.
Oh, that was 130.
130 proof.
But that doesn't seem.
This is
112.
112 and a half.
112, yeah, 112 and a half. You know.
The half makes all the difference.
Yeah, that's that little extra.
Mm.
I kind of like it.
Well, you can't say anything
I
yet,
know,
bitch.
but I'm just saying.
You're fucking it up. You're fucking up the whole thing.
I don't know. Kinda. I can't say kinda. I didn't say.
I wish people on the audio version of this podcast could see my face.
We're
my face,
thankful
hear
that
his
they
words.
can't.
I think everyone's thankful they can't see
Yeah.
my face, but oh god.
We got faces for radio.
It's well, ain't that the truth, brother? But you know,
Okay, now it is starting to kick my ass a little.
okay, I got one more sip to go. You guys
Okay.
3 in?
I'm only like
Can
two
we
in.
can we rate this?
Mm.
Yeah,
Did you go 3 in?
I did go 3 in.
Okay.
I went all the way up to the knuckle.
2 in the pink, 1 in the steak.
Okay. I'm going one
Okay, I'm torn.
single
I
digit.
will say
I'm going Natalie Imbruglia.
I have a
Torn.
I love her. She was so
that's
fucking
one
cute.
thing. Yeah.
Love
You know that's a cover, by the way, right?
like over her face.
No, there was somebody else saying that before she.
Really?
Look it up.
Who sang it?
I couldn't tell you the name of the
Oh,
person.
well, then
but
you might just be making it up.
I'm not making
We
it
could
up.
look it up.
We'll look it up after.
We have the internet. We have the power of the internet.
I don't know why this made me.
Have
think
you
of
picked
this.
a fucking number yet?
I did.
Have you picked a fucking
I
number?
have. It was very easy.
1.
2.
3.
Wow. Wow, Logan. Logan, what'd you get? You got to tell people who can't watch
2.4.
your face.
I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 4.
Really? How did you fucking give that a 4?
I like the taste.
I like it the taste.
I like it the taste.
I know. So you turn into Mario over here.
I like the taste.
It's me. I like the
I
taste.
like the taste. So here's the thing. The burn is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming.
Mhm.
But honestly, on ice, I think this would be phenomenal. You got any ice? That means no.
No.
Probably.
But I think that so first of all, I like wheated bourbons. Having one that's all wheat, I thought would be a little too much. But I like the taste.
See, the taste is what I don't like.
No shit. What about the burn? The burn sets you off, but that's probably it.
So it's actually funny. I'm getting used to the burn.
Yeah.
So the burn is less of a problem anymore. But like those first few sips, like that burnt literally all the way down.
Yeah, I got that.
it's-
That happened to me too.
Yeah, it's like
It's
the-
hefty.
the burn is less of a problem now. I'm not a big. It certainly doesn't have a funk to it.
No.
But it just has a flavor. I'll say it this way. It's very flavorful. I just don't know that I necessarily like the flavor that it's given
Okay.
out.
No,
given
I
out.
get that. I understand. Lynch?
Logan, how about you?
What was very off-putting, and this is weird because I do normally like the burn. It just overpowered it to me, for me, and that's why
The
I gave
burn
it.
is hefty.
I couldn't give it even a 2.5 because I was like I don't know what else. It's
But that
too distracting.
taste, though, that taste is.
The taste was okay, but it takes multiple sips before
Now-
you get to that because your body's got to get used to that burn.
Now,
And the weird thing is that 130, I think, after 2 or 3 sips, I was already getting used to it. This one just seems to stay there and follow all the way down.
it does.
And
it
I'm
does
not in
look-
that mood right now, so I'm wondering if that's part of it. It's just more of like it's upsetting to me because I want to cry right now. No, I felt like it doesn't. It's not horrible. It just.
But
it
you actually
catches you
said
off
before
guard.
we voted, hey, this is kind of nice. I like this.
I do. I like parts of it, but I want to be able to get to the rest of it. And I haven't been able to get to that. I thought after the first drink, okay, wait, the burn's gone. I'm getting a little bit of the flavor, I'll get more, but then it was just burn and then burn. It's like, okay, it's not
See,
letting me get to it.
I don't think the burn is continuous.
It's like it's got a chastity belt.
Wow.
or a corset.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hiding the titties.
Yes. I just I just don't like the taste of the
You're not a weeded bourbon guy.
No.
You know what? So you didn't like Maker's Mark, which is a weeded bourbon.
right.
And that was your big turnoff to this. You had weeded bourbons before. You voted them low. You get a full wheat, you're out.
Yeah, it's
You're not a
it's weird.
wheat guy.
I need some sweetness in there.
So,
You
what
would
if
think
we added
since
a
it's
little bit of
wheat, they would
smoke to that?
Are you serious? Did you actually bring everything this time? Yeah. Wait. That's part of it. Hey, oh,
there
brand
you
new one.
go.
Wait, here's a question. Did you actually bring stuff to fill that up?
No, I
No,
think
it's
it's
filled. It
full.
comes that way.
That'd be hilarious if it didn't
Oh, I'll
have
fill
it.
it up.
Oh, wait, I gotta
Smells
set
like
it
man
now.
batter.
You gotta.
No battery. What the
I
fuck?
said man batter.
And we gotta get rid of
It was
this shit.
Edna Swap was the name of the band that sang it
Who? After
before Torn. We're back on that again.
Oh really?
Yeah, Edna Swap was the name of the band.
Look at that.
Look
All
at
right.
that.
That's
All right.
a
Okay.
clutch.
All right.
All right, so I'm leaving my last sip
All right.
to save
Let's
for
do it.
this. Now,
Let's
is this
do
the
it.
original one that you burned the shit out of?
Yes. It's still got the wood in there, but
While
I can
we're
dump
waiting
that
for you
out.
to do that, what I think you should do is I think we should have Warwick sing the Torn song while you're.
Smells so good. Smell that top
I'm
hat.
all out of
Smell that.
faith. All right,
I'm
Smell
on
that.
everything. This is.
yeah,
That
see,
smell
I
good.
like burning wood.
Cherry wood or
I like burning someone
hickory.
else's wood.
wow. Excuse me. Cherry or hickory.
Ooh, let's go
Uh,
cherry.
Oh my! No,
You think?
I'd go hickory.
I'd go
You
hickory.
really?
Yeah, you're on board.
Okay.
You're
Because I
on.
thought the cherry might help dampen the
Well, the cherry's
the
gonna be
spiciness.
maybe a little sweeter. You know,
Spicy.
Warwick
I
hates
thought-
cherries.
I thought
Oh,
I
I'm
thought I
sorry.
saw a man brought to life.
There we go. He's doing it.
He was warm. He came around, and he was
And then he
dignified.
wiped me up.
You got.
He
you
showed
guys are-
me what it
you-
was to
We're
cry.
losing viewers. The more you sing, the further you go, we're losing viewers.
I'm tap
Give me your
dancing.
glass. Give me your glass.
You do it. Oh,
No, fuck him.
All right, fuck him. Now let's see if this works. Can you people?
there you go. Fire. Yeah, let's see if we can actually get it. We should move your things so we can actually.
Look, it's working.
There.
Look,
Wow.
Oh wow! Look
instant.
at that.
Instant.
look at that. It's working.
That's a bit of a boner.
Wow.
Bornado.
All right, give me yours, Mr.
Boner
Lynch.
native. Hell yeah. I'm all for it. Yeah, I drink that shit while it's smoking. Look at this. Yes. Oh, there it goes. I got the little puff puff pass here.
That is really wild.
I did not get the stream like he got.
I can get you more wood. You know
Oh,
how I like
no,
to
that
give
might
you
be
my
good.
wood.
I think that might be all right.
Oh, that's a
Let's do
wussy
it.
report.
No, well, there's not much. Oh, see, look at that. Oh,
But honestly,
Yeah.
it is amazing how different that makes that taste.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I would go.
oh my God.
I don't know
Wow,
that I would,
okay,
I would
okay.
go. I would go much more than a 3, but I would definitely go a 3 with that.
That is way better.
It just.
Way
It just.
better.
I mean,
That
honestly,
dampens
it's night
the-
and fucking day.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's
It's
really,
amazing when
really
you bring
crazy.
the right tools for the.
Why don't you suck my tools, bitch?
Oh my God, I am dead serious. That took the punch out of that.
It totally did.
Oh, wow. Now I'm back to where I was originally, where it's like, couldn't be that man I adore. Also, the fire alarm goes off.
I mean,
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it is amazing.
Wow.
So here's the thing. So when we tried this before at your bar,
Yeah.
I don't know
don't
what
remember what
whiskey
we
I can't
bourbon that
remember
you
either.
tried,
Yeah, I can't remember.
but I really didn't necessarily feel I could smell the smoke, but I didn't necessarily feel that it changed that much the flavor of whatever whiskey we were trying.
Right.
This literally is night and day.
Yeah, that's a totally different.
Should we do a
whiskey.
before smoke and after smoke rating?
Well, we can.
I mean,
Sure.
that is really amazing.
It's a little impressive. I'm sort of impressed myself. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that it's on a wheat whiskey, as opposed to last time we did it, it could have been on a normal corn
Sure, sure.
whiskey.
Do you
But
think the wheat would be more
I,
absorbing of it?
I don't know. I wouldn't imagine that would be a thing.
I mean, of all of our thousands and thousands of listeners, if there's a scientist, as well, like, do your NASA
Thousand.
people
Yeah.
subscribe?
Yes, my NASA people do subscribe.
Yes.
Maybe scientifically you can tell us what would make the flavor profile
Chatty Beth,
change
this is for you. That's
that
my NASA.
much. I mean, I mean, legitimately,
Yeah.
I'm floored.
Now,
That's
if you had
something.
more, so after the smoke went away,
Yeah.
I can feel like, so I took the one sip with the smoke,
Right.
and I took a sip maybe a minute or so later.
Right.
You could start to get that burn back. So
So
you got to do it fairly quickly.
So
I
here's
feel like.
another factor with this, as I've noticed in the past, is if you have an ice cube in your whiskey,
It holds
Oh,
it
the
holds
smoke.
the
Yeah, yeah.
smoke.
Okay.
So if you
And that makes
have an
sense.
ice cube in there, then you get a little, that smoke lingers for
But
a
I
while.
liked,
You get
no,
that taste
whatever
more.
we did for that, God, that was what, 2 seconds? And
Yeah.
then handed it
Yep.
off.
Yep. It was
Wow.
just enough smoke to put a layer across you because you could see it. You could see the smoke level off on your drink.
And I will say, it's like, I think mine probably got the best
Yeah, you got the nice
You did get a lot of
strains.
good
smoking
Yeah, good luck.
to
Yeah.
to it.
So I'm gonna
So
get a-
it's I will change my
Okay. All right.
thing, and not that I'm going to go and update the Google sheet. But
Not that I care.
I don't know why I put it in there. I still put it in there.
I know
So you can link to
I
the
He's as
Google
good with
sheet.
he's as good
It
with the
don't
Google
matter.
sheet as I am with
It don't
the
matter.
actual
With
shorts.
the
Shorts.
shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will attempt to put this in as
I
a
released one on
separate thing.
Wednesday
Yeah.
last week for us.
Oh, you did. I was hoping that you did.
I did.
I didn't notice.
That only
but-
got like 160.
You ready? One.
Yeah. 2,
3.
See,
Look at that. Look at that.
I went up a whole
totally.
point.
Yeah, so did I.
I
Logan
went up
gives it a
half a point.
3.4.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3.5.
I-
Little
I-
half point up on that.
Okay, so
Wow, I want more.
whilst this is probably more of a, like, not that we're doing one, an FDB kind of conversation, but like, why doesn't every distillery smoke their whiskey?
Because some people don't want smoked whiskey.
Well, and
Simple as
how
that.
long would that last too, right?
Well, they don't
Right,
smoke
right.
it this way.
Yeah, and it was because the point is, if you smoke the barrels,
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that. Pour in there, bitch. Pour
do
in
you
there,
actually
bitch.
have any whiskey in there?
Yeah, a little bit. Anybody else want some
It's
of
gonna
this?
be. I think
I
it's
don't
a
have
little
any
much.
whiskey.
I
in
have
there.
no whiskey.
Well, I have a whole bottle.
Yeah, there's a bottle of it.
You put your arm over there, and there was still a flame. Just saying.
Flame on.
Oh, fuck!
Did you burn yourself?
Yeah, I tried to cap it so it would go down, and
did
it
you
was
pop a cap?
a little bit the flame. Nah,
Do
I
you,
need
do you-
to go.
do you want some of my dribble?
Do it.
Okay, take your hand away so I,
I
can
need
see.
here, I'll put it on this.
There we go. All right. See, but what's weird is like
Trying to get
some of
that
them you
wood
get
up.
that pungent like. Not I say pungent, but
Don't
it's more.
get you wood up.
It's more like
You
that
don't like my
spicy.
wood?
That spicy smell. Initially, like I don't
Well,
get the spicy smell
It's
from this.
hickory. Hickory's a little sweeter, not as sweet as cherry.
No, I'm talking just even before you
Oh.
do that portion.
Dickory dock.
Yeah.
Look at this
Some
chick
bitch
was
was sucking
sucking
my-
my.
Nobody. Well, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Man, you got two good
What,
ones.
you got that with the look at
Look at that smoke.
smoke.
That's like sitting there. It's just like.
Oh my God, that was fucking. Look
Look
at
at
that! Look at
That's
that!
like a cascading.
That looks like a Lisa Ann video.
Yeah.
God damn it! You made me blow all the smoke
All right,
out.
let's see what it tastes like regurgitated.
he splooged all over his drink.
That's crazy.
That's
cool.
look
Why
at
does
that's,
it? Why does it affect
you get the like
this more?
perfect one. Dick.
I know, because he loves me.
Keep it close.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
it close.
yeah. What's to say?
Don't wiggle around your glass so goddamn much.
That's just amazing.
All right,
What a
hit me
difference that
up.
makes.
Oh no, keep that shit in there.
No, no, no.
I like
get
the
you
smoke,
fresh.
man.
Get you fresh.
You hit me
There's some
fresh.
fresh stuff in there.
Yeah, there is some fresh stuff in there, isn't there?
See, that's the thing is, I do like a lot of people get annoyed by campfires.
Oh,
done
I
this-
love.
I know. I'll sit there
campfires.
and be like, fucking blow it towards me. Now, the only thing I don't like is when it like kind of
comes all towards you.
yeah, and you're well too much.
Do you ever do
for
the
too-
I hate rabbits?
I hate rabbits?
Yeah, you say I hate rabbits, and the smoke goes away.
I don't know that.
Just go, I hate rabbits, I hate rabbits, I hate rabbits, I hate rabbits. For work, that should be easy, because he actually does hate rabbits. But
Look at that.
Look at it. You got a lot of
This is
smoke.
like-
You got a lot of smoke, brother.
Part of the reason why I used to burn down houses is just because I love the smell.
Oh no, it's trying to escape.
We're live on
Oh, shit,
camera.
sorry.
Not live, but you know.
They don't know where I did it.
No, they don't. I hope they don't. Well, we say all the time. What?
That is amazing to
228.
me why it cuts through the heat like that.
It's curious, right?
I almost wish we would have tried that on the 130.
We can.
No, we can't do it. It's
No,
all fucking
we're
gone.
all gone.
Oh,
As the beer
that
brought.
one. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sorry.
So
we
we-
also watched a movie.
We are
fuck.
21 minutes into
Shit.
this.
All right.
Now,
Shocking.
seriously, if you can somehow,
Holy
if we-
shit.
did you get
And
all
the
smoke?
last drop, it was like all smoke. I'm like, oh, that was fantastic.
That would be a good short, like the
Oh.
whole smoking thing.
All right.
I got it. It's a matter of whether my software does it. So, we watched a movie. What movie was it?
Sinners.
Skinners. No,
Sinners.
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 Yes.
Sinners.
So this is Ryan Coogler's.
Is this third movie? Or did he do stuff before the two Black
He
Panthers?
did other stuff before, but like because he did all of the Creeds.
And the Black Panthers, the Creed movies, and some other ones that are given him credit for. But it wasn't that good.
Well, that's coming up.
Creed
so,
1, Creed 2, Creed 3.
Yes.
He did all the Creeds.
Can you take him higher?
And he did Space Jam.
Really?
Yeah.
The remake Space Jam?
Yes.
I don't think we should.
I say I
What
don't
was
I
I saying?
don't think he's quite as
I never
as
saw
proud of that movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sinners. And you know he likes working with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Right. Creed.
You know he's kind of like his DiCaprio to Scorsese or De Niro
The
or
snake
whatever.
to his mongoose.
De
The
Niro.
mongoose to his
He didn't. Scorsese didn't use.
Yeah, he did. Gangster New York.
Yeah, but
And-
no, but not. Who did you say the first one?
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio. He didn't use DiCaprio a lot. He used
He
him
has
like
he
two
has
of them.
recently.
In like 2 movies, maybe 3.
I think maybe like 4 or 5.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Anywho.
Sinners. So basically, this is the story of Michael B. Jordan's character, Smoke,
Pun intended.
technically,
and his
twin
twin
brother.
brother, Stack.
He plays both.
So the
And
smokestack.
yes, that's the whole point.
Smokestack
Um,
twins.
so and they're
Did
they're
you watch the movie?
they're in
Did.
they are in the South, and they're trying to kind of do better for themselves. They obviously have a little bit of a criminal background, and yeah, so they're trying to create a I don't say nightclub, but like you
And
know,
this is in the era of Prohibition.
Yep.
Which they think is about to end.
Right. It's close to ending, so it's near the end of Prohibition, but they're all about the going in on the parties and the liquor and the whatnot. They're trying to
Yes.
create a massive
They're trying to.
ex-slave haven for a good time.
because we said this is like early 30s, right?
1932.
Early
Okay.
30s.
And so you know, obviously, 30s. There's still a lot of bigotry in the South. There's still
As opposed to like the 40s when it was all gone.
yeah. Oh, the 70s or 80s. And the KKK are in like full swing, as they say. So anyway, so before we go much further, do we want to do our
Let's
rating
rate
of
it.
this movie?
Let's rate it. Let's rate it.
I'm going to do a twofer.
I think I'm going to do a one-fer.
Makes 2 of us.
2 of us on the one-fer or the two-fer?
2 for the one. For.
What? Oh my God, I'm so lost.
One for the twofer. Who's on first?
You ready?
I'm
Yes.
Mr. Lynch?
Okay.
1.
2.
3. What?
I'm clearly having a really
Whoa.
bad.
I don't understand what the fuck is the matter with
Whoa.
you.
Okay.
You gave it a
Lon
fucking 5.
rarely
Let's-
gives.
Mr. Lynch, what'd you give?
I gave it a 3. Sorry.
Mr.
I
Price?
gave it a 2.3.
And Mr. Black gave it a 5.
How the fuck did you
Whoa.
think this was right?
This is not just my favorite movie of the year, but this is in my top 5 all-time great fucking horror movies.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
I think you do need to
Absolutely.
divulge some more information here.
What movie did you fucking watch?
Absolutely. I can't believe you gave it that low. I mean, 4, 3.5 maybe. Seriously?
Oh my god.
Seriously?
Oh my god.
I just okay.
I am like flabbergasted.
Let me explain.
Please tell me this is a joke
This
just
is
to try and get
so not a joke. This
clickbait.
is so not a joke. This movie was so well crafted,
Okay.
and this movie, the storytelling in this was so well done that even when that's rain. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
They probably can't hear it.
It's storming
It's really
outside.
raining here.
It's bad. This movie was so well crafted. When they were doing the dance sequences and they're showing you the ages of the slaves and the music that was from the 30s and even before that, the 20s, the 10s, all the way up until the 80s, and you saw them all intermingling and they all kind of grouped together. This could have been a standalone movie without the vampire thing at all. Because this movie I was so drawn in and interested to the whole story, even before they introduced vampires.
So, I think that very fact is why I gave it such a crappy review. Because to me,
What?
this was a great music video.
Music video.
It's like all this was just like and great soundtrack.
Wow.
But it's like all I saw was just one music video set piece to another music video
I
set
am
piece.
astounded. Really? Really? Even after the vampires came in, it was just a music video to you?
I mean, the vampires.
Was the storyline beforehand with the brothers, was that all music video before they introduced the music?
There was still music in it.
Well, blues music. It was the fucking 1930s.
Right, but the point is, it's like everything was. It was such a musical. Like everything was
because
like,
that was the time that defined their generation for the 30s. The music defined that generation.
I get it, but
Just as every generation has a definitive music sound.
But the point is, it's like that became such a primary part of the entire movie.
And it wasn't interesting to you?
No.
Really?
No,
the music didn't matter to you?
Again, the only part that I thought had any redeeming factor was Haley Steinfeld, who I thought
why? Because she's cute?
Because she's fucking hot.
All right.
Okay,
Mr. Lynch,
you be wrong.
My biggest gripe was
gripe
was the fact that I felt like they took a little too long to get to the actual vampire portion.
Because there was interesting story to be told.
They had, it was very interesting. I just felt like that could have been about 10 or 15 minutes shorter.
Oh my God, I can't believe
the whole
I'm
movie should have been about
that.
an hour and 45 minutes. I felt like they just put way too much into the character development. I already cared about those characters within about 20 minutes of the movie, and I already cared about them. And it didn't matter. You could have thrown another person in there and had them talk for 2 seconds and moved on, and I would have still already cared about Michael B. Jordan, both of his characters, Stack and Smoke, and and then their cousin, preacher boy. I would have already cared about anybody they added into there, but I felt like they took too much time to like the amount of time they took to get cornbread. That was plenty of time, but I felt like when they went to the bus stop or whatever, train stop.
Yeah, to randomly come up with this
that
blues
was
guy.
Way too long of a. It's like, okay, I get it. Like and the funny thing is that guy seems to have not aged from Gone in 60 Seconds. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I was like, Jesus, he looks the exact fucking same. Yeah. But yeah, I just felt like that was one of my biggest reasons why I didn't give it like a 3.5 or a 4. I did enjoy this movie. It was fun. It just was, they took a little too long to get to what I was looking forward to, which was, and I didn't see any trailers for this movie. I didn't see anything for this prior to seeing this. I had heard some really dumb reviews where people were complaining about its wokeness. I didn't get any of that.
I didn't get the wokeness.
I didn't get anything of that.
I didn't get the wokeness.
I didn't get that either.
I was like, where do you get wokeness?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the wokeness. I mean,
that was
again,
nothing.
it's like, it's a Ryan Coogler movie.
They complained about that, the wokeness?
I had heard people saying that, and I'm like, so I didn't see it right away just because that was like something where I'm like, I don't see how you could. It's based in the 30s.
Right,
But,
and again, I didn't see the wokeness to it at all. I mean,
it was people online reviewing it.
it's a Ryan Coogler movie. Typically, he has black people in his movies. It's like
Which is
I
fine.
don't think I vaguely have a problem with that. Obviously, um, I didn't. That wasn't the problem I had. The problem I had was it just seemed to be like um, one music video set piece after
Seriously,
another.
but that was a defining moment. They have never done that in a movie before, to define a generation and then multiple generations based on music. That culture was based on the music. They defined that generation, and it continued on
You
through
mean
other
like the
generations.
Camtown Races?
No, oh my God, you're gonna get shot.
No.
We're all dead. Listen, the point is that this was the best, most unique way I've ever seen them define the music, and the reason they play that music was because they were defining the generation, and they showed how that generation played into the next generation and the next generation, and it all becomes one similarity of music because it crossed generations.
I just didn't find that interesting. I
Oh,
thought that was
Jesus.
like to me like I liked the telling of the fact that initially certainly the evil people um, were the white people. And it was like the first people that came
But
across.
they weren't even that. They didn't settle on that. Obviously, Ku Klux Klan was part of that.
Why are
But
you saying that quietly?
Yeah, you do have a microphone.
because only because I choked on my own spit when I said
No,
that.
no. So one thing I noticed, which I was intrigued by, and I didn't see it happen, like when the fellow that was being chased by the Indians, as he called them, and they let him into his house or into their house. What happens there? The vultures land on their roof.
Right.
Nobody that we knew of was um, zombie or vampire, whatever you want to call it, was that, but yet the vultures landed on the roof of their club.
Yeah.
So that to me was like a symbolism of somebody was already a a vampire in
Okay.
some way, shape,
Okay.
or form.
Could be.
It just thought it was odd that because he made a big deal, like these were big vultures that landed on the roofs, and then they did it again. So I didn't know. That made me start questioning, well, who's legitimately there, and was invited in. I do like that because that's always bothered me that they make it seem so simple that yeah, just you invite the person in
Right.
normally in a
They did
vampire type
follow
of
all the
situation.
vampire
And they really
tropes.
like that, and I liked how they questioned it. Like
Yeah,
I
They
liked how
did.
that was actually my favorite part of the movie.
yeah.
What was the fact that it's like
Anyone? Anyone?
no,
I'm still
I'm
good.
good. I did like that. I did like that because there were a few parts where like you could tell the person was not able to get in
Yeah.
until they invited them in.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Which was good. They kept to the traditional vampire
yeah,
rules.
I, th- I there were things about this movie that I liked.
Well, that's good to hear. Let's hear more.
And it's like
Go
I
on.
didn't mind. I liked. I would go as far as say I liked the music. Again, I would happily buy the soundtrack to this. Um, I just didn't like how much it really needed the music video choreography
But wait a minute.
type
Are
piece to
you
it.
seriously telling me that that was a detriment to this movie for you? The music?
I'm
Because, like, let's say when the Irish vampire, the head vampire,
Mm,
started taking in victims, and now they're hive
and then turned
mind.
into Michael Flatley.
Well,
That
they're
was a
a
little bit
hive,
much.
but they're hive mind. They all understand. They all get it.
Yeah, but
And it was
just,
symbolism. It was
but it was
symbolism.
too long.
Doesn't
Like
because it was entertaining. They wanted to show
it
you,
wasn't
and it was
entertaining.
entertaining.
To
I got
you
it. I
maybe.
was entertained by it. I thought it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I don't.
I thought when they started doing the Irish jig and they're
Him
singing
and
the Irish
redheads. So
song,
yes. No, I just what bothered me about I agree with that with Warwick on that part of it was that scene played a little too long. I liked that, hey, they were all out there singing and dancing as a group because now they're all hive mind, like you said. But then it turned into, okay, why are we still dancing? Why is this still going on? It's a different song now, but now it's some Irish jig, and he's still Michael Flatley.
But
I,
the
and to
song
me,
lyrics had meaning.
right, but to me,
I
it's
could
that
barely understand him.
it's
Oh,
that
ta-ta-ta-ta.
it's that crossover of it's like, and you'll appreciate this, Dead and Breakfast.
Oh, yeah,
Like
exactly. Yes,
Dead and Breakfast
I think they
is
did it
done
right.
in a comedic
Yes.
way, so you know that this is supposed to be funny. Like to me, the problem with this movie is it didn't quite know what it wanted to be.
What?
Like,
Okay.
What?
was it? Was
I
it?
knew exactly what it wanted to be, and it delivered on that.
I don't think
It had not. It was not a comedy. The
I know,
whole
I'm not
Irish
saying it's
jig was not supposed to be funny.
but it fucking was.
Well, then I guess you laughed at it, but it was not supposed to be funny. It was literally showing you that
The
when a
Irish
vampire got you,
nuts.
no, when a vampire got you, that it was one of those things, became a hive mind and everybody understood it. Now it was more of like the black culture, the slave culture, and the Irish culture, which was not exactly free culture.
Unless you had a
Now
good
they're sort
potato.
of clutching to each other. Now they're sort of clashing. So I think that was a very important scene that they had that music coming in. Everybody understood that Irish. And seconds ago, even the black people that were bitten and now were singing the Irish jigs, there was a purpose to that because now he sucked them into his world and now they were part of him as opposed to the culture they were just part of. The music told that story. You, you, y'all need to get some education on fucking
So,
movies.
but it
Ah,
just seemed
my God,
like it just seemed like it was just too forced. Is my issue.
forced.
Yes, because they already were out there singing and dancing, and then they cut back into them. They talked a little bit, and then they came back out, and yet now it's some new jig that that he's dancing to, and I was like, all right, yeah, we already know that they're a hive
But did
mind
you
and
listen to the
dancing.
lyrics?
I did not because
Because you didn't.
it's a
Okay. So that told the
Stroke me,
story.
Clover.
So literally, it
Hey,
was literally
Spinnicus, what
about
did mother got?
No, and I get
the ex-slave culture and the Irish culture. They're both immigrants in a way to this whole thing. And the Irish songs told about the immigration struggles there, and the blues told about the post-slave era and their struggles there. And they were both fighting.
I think so too.
Oh my God.
no. I'm just shocked that you gave it a 5. To be
Oh,
honest.
this is seriously the best movie of the
Now,
year.
Oh my
I
god.
think
And still in my
honestly
top
he
five.
just likes the fact that the girl didn't wash before the guy went down on her. But
That was a little hard to take.
thank
I
you.
won't
See,
lie.
so that
I won't
deserves
lie.
not a 5.
That was hard to take.
No.
She even told him,
He's like, I just want to
listen,
taste
I
you.
haven't showered in a couple days.
Yeah,
I don't care.
and I've been dancing around all night. It might smell like
I like the sticky.
might smell like a horse.
Um,
All right, so that part
She's like,
was,
you ever smell this bourbon?
no, Jesus Christ.
again,
I
my,
can't believe. What did you give it? 3.5.
3.5.
That's a good score though.
see, that's a
No,
good
no.
score.
I enjoyed the movie.
So
My
tell me why
biggest-
you enjoyed it more than Warwick, who doesn't know
So
movies at all.
what I
He's
enjoyed about it
uneducated and
was
stupid.
what I enjoyed about it. I did like the character development. I just felt it was too long.
Okay.
Like they could have shortened that up quite a bit.
Okay.
Um,
What did you like about it? Why'd you give it a 3.5?
so what I did like was it's like they tied a lot of different things in. They tied in religion. They tied in both sides of religion, right? Heaven and hell.
Absolutely, multiple
So
sides, several.
the just the fact that like the brothers, the bond that they had, and the fact that he was willing to not kill his brother, but tell him leave the guy alone and I won't kill you, and then the brother respected that. That
Yep.
was really spoilers by the way, but there were certain little things where I'm like, okay, this guy is standing in a fucking pool of water, and the sun comes out and he's on fire, drop in the water. Like I would have almost preferred he was standing up near the barn and couldn't get to the water in time, but he's on fire and he's like, "Ah," and then
But
finally,
you're nitpicking for reality.
no, but
when this was a
that's what I'm just saying
situational
was
terror.
like I almost prefer that like he had the guy in the water initially, and then they walked out and he's holding on to him or something, and then finally like all of a sudden the sun comes out and he's like, oh, and he doesn't have time to get it, but that was a good like 30 seconds to a minute where it's like you're in water, just cut down.
So I will give a counter argument to that. It's like, he was a new vampire.
Yep.
Like
Didn't know.
he doesn't necessarily know all the rules. I mean, he found out
No,
very very
well, but the
quickly.
way they made it sound like is he understands everything prior and connected to all of those people. So the person that made him a vampire, he should already have their knowledge. Was my understanding of that.
So I will say, to me, um, the best part of the movie, and the part of the movie that actually I like the best, I guess that's why I said it was the best part of the movie, was
He's thoroughly thinking.
This is going to be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Stay tuned. You're going to
so
love
deep.
this.
Deep undercover. But like, I liked the beginning of the movie. Like, I loved the fact that you see the guy come into the church like all covered in blood. Um, and you go like, well, what the fuck happened? I mean, it's like I like that, and I like the kind of the telling of the story that kind of gets you up to that point. Not original in any way, shape, or form, but like I thought that was good. Like I think it was cool. Like, the fact that he has the fuck, what is it? Yeah, but like the what do you call that part of the
The
guitar?
bridge of the guitar, the neck.
The neck, the neck,
neck,
the neck of the guitar. Why I thought the neck was an important word, I don't know. The neck of the guitar. I thought
I didn't know what that was at first.
really.
What?
In the beginning.
What do you mean?
I
You
was like,
didn't
what's
know?
he holding? Like a
Oh,
baton?
when he came into the
Yeah,
dad
in the
church.
very
No,
beginning.
right.
I was
I
like,
get it.
why does he have like some weird relic? I don't know what the hell that is.
But like, I like that. I mean, I thought that was cool. I thought they were going to go a little bit more Robert Johnson ish in terms of like, Robert Johnson being like, obviously the story being the fact that how he was such a great blues player, which obviously was, in there,
Yeah.
was because he sold his soul to the devil.
Oh, well,
I thought that was going to be part of
sure.
the story in there.
Yeah, I get you.
But it's like, I just I watched this movie, and at the end of it I'm like, this is another perfect example of, if it wasn't Ryan Coogler and we didn't have um, the promotion that we saw for this movie as being like, oh my god, you got to watch this movie, it's Ryan Coogler, it's a horror movie, and I was excited to watch it because it was Ryan Coogler, Coogler, and it was a horror movie. Um, I was just disappointed, and I think I gave it the rating because, again, it's like, if this was some no-name person, and a group of no-name actors, um, I probably would have given it a better rating. I just was really disappointed with this movie.
He not only delivered, but he delivered with a conviction. He had every scene planned out perfectly. And I won't even say it's the most perfect movie.
But you gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
You can give it above a 5.
There's a 5.5.
No, there isn't. 5.4.
4. All right, I guess 5 because 5 has already been used. But the point is, the way this story was told, with the music, which was a huge part of it,
I agree.
and the whole story with the brothers, which was almost more interesting than the story with the vampires. It just it transcended just being a horror movie. It was a horror movie, and yet it was also a historical movie, and yet it was a prohibition movie, and it was a post-slavery movie, and it was a movie about musical history, and it was it
How
covered
do you
so
say
many
that the
things.
story about the brothers was like almost as important as the horror movie?
Because that was literally more than half the movie.
Right, but the point is, like, you don't know any of their history.
But that's what they're talking about. What are you talking about? That was the movie. Have you watched the movie?
But all you saw was them like show up. They go to some guy, and like, I had a problem with the fact
You
that
saw them as their kids when they were being raised by this woman, their mother, early on when they were slaves, and you didn't think that was part of their story?
no, but I don't see that that's a primary part of the story.
It showed how they became who
Yeah,
they
but
are.
like, you would know that anyway based on the timeline of when the movie took place. I had a problem with the fact that they were even able to buy a building from a white person that was clearly part of the KKK.
Agreed.
In the South.
But you know why they sold that building to them? You figured that out throughout the storyline,
Right, because
correct?
the assumption was that obviously, hey, well, sure, I'll take that money because I'll just come in and take
Come
it,
and get it back, yeah.
take it back anyway.
But it was beyond that because the KKK was the one who was going to come burn down the building while they were all inside it.
They didn't need to.
Yeah.
Well,
guess.
that was a later thing because they came after the whole vampire onslaught. But the whole point was the KKK sold it to them so that they could have their party and they could come and burn down a whole bunch of Negroes at the same time.
Which was also in a movie slash, I won't even say movie, it was in a book prior to this. That happened in it. In the book.
No?
That's how they tie technically The Shining to it. Dick Halloran goes into a nightclub with a bunch of black people that are having a good time, and the KKK sets it on fire.
Yeah.
So I think that was where I kind of got a little turned off. I'm like, are they kind of stealing something here?
Okay, so let me get this straight. So
but
the
Dick Halloran
concept,
leaves with his friends in time because he gets a shining thing that sends him out of it.
so the concept of a bunch of Negroes getting burned while they all celebrated in one barn or one location, because it was written about in some other story, invalidated the story that it was here.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been done.
Okay. There you go.
It's like
It's
Bare
been done
Naked Lady said.
because it was
It's all
done
been
once.
done.
So because
It's all been done.
somebody in a horror movie had their head cut off, anybody who has their head cut off in any other movie is copying off of that movie.
Yes, and that's why you got to do it differently.
Okay.
Make
Okay.
it better.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. I get it.
We've been talking for a long
these
time.
guys are wrong.
I'm more agreeing with you than he is.
Wait, but I can't believe that. You liked the movie.
But you
gave
gave it a 3.5.
Yes, but he gave it a 5.
But you gave it a
No,
3.5.
I do agree.
Okay, so here's what I'll say this.
What did you like about it?
Well, I liked the cinematography and the way that they made everything look like that time frame. That was great. They did
Very
a
well
gorgeous
done.
job of that.
You don't think the way they told the story was?
I did like the music, and I liked.
You can shut the fuck up until he's done
I liked
talking.
the storytelling.
You can shut the fuck up until he's done talking. Go ahead.
I did like the
I'm helping.
storytelling,
I'm here to help.
but I did feel there was
You guys need it.
there was just too. I think they tried to do too much in too short of a time frame.
They had 2 hours.
Well, I know,
Okay,
but they
sorry,
were
go
bringing
ahead.
too many characters. They were bringing too
That
many
I will
characters
never
in,
get back.
and they were trying to explain to them and explain all of that. And I think they spent a little too much time doing that. This is almost like, did they want to make this into a 2-part movie, like a part 1 and a part 2? They couldn't. Because
there's
it's
a
like
lot they
30.
could have
I looked at it.
made a whole
It's
movie out of the
38
twins
minutes
story.
before they even get to the vampire.
Of
stuff.
course,
That
because
would
they
have made a
could've
better story.
They could have made a whole movie out of the twin story.
I think the twin story and the precursors to this, to what happened here, would have been a more interesting story.
Italian and what was the other mob?
The Asian.
No.
What were the Asian
Mob?
people?
Yeah.
They were the ones that were cooking the food, and they were the ones that had the rent.
Oh, yeah.
No, they screwed
They
over
weren't really mob,
the
though.
Chicago. They
They
screwed
weren't
over
mob.
That's just
They
called
weren't mob.
family.
in Chicago. They screwed over Italian and Irish. Yeah, because the different beers they had.
Yes.
So they screwed over the Italian and Irish, and they're like, oh, they're never going to find out. So that's an interesting story. Like, you could have made an entire movie out of that, and then had this be like the sequel.
But here's the thing: is this movie was a slice of that. They didn't have time to go into that story,
but I'm saying,
or the
though,
other story,
could've-
or the story about how they started, or
Yeah, they could have, but that's where I felt like they could have brushed over it a little bit faster, so that way then instead of 38 minutes, maybe it was 30 minutes. Save even just that 8 minutes and get to the.
so
get to
you
the
would have
vampires.
preferred to cut out a few more musicals and show a little bit more backstory.
Yes.
Okay.
Sadly,
I-
but the
all right,
music,
fair enough.
but that's where I'm torn
everyone
because the
would've
music
wanted that.
was
Listen,
good. I liked
absolutely,
every song that
absolutely.
was in there. That was good.
Absolutely.
And-
I respect that opinion way more than some Brit just chopping the shit out of it because it was a musical. So I understand.
love musicals.
I respect your opinion, Mr.
I
Lynch.
love musicals.
Sure.
Okay,
We should probably end this
I guess
before
we're
it gets,
done here.
it gets fisticuffs.
as always,
Like, comment, subscribe.
no,
Oh, wait.
I'm just going to say I'm right, and then these guys are wrong. This guy's
Maybe
more
we
wrong
should
than
promote
this
it and
guy.
say, you guys watch it and let us know what you think.
Amen, sister man. Listen, go watch this. This is a paradigm shift.
This is a divisive movie.
In fucking movie making. This was extremely well made.
The sound is great. The music,
A lot of it is good. A lot of it is good.
a lot.
Watch it for the sound. Don't worry about the storyline.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you go into this movie, expecting to see good music, you will succeed. If you go into this, I just didn't think it was that scary.
It was scary. I had some scary points to it, but it wasn't about the scary. It was about the story. It was about the brothers. It was about the time period.
But the brothers
They
part
wouldn't have
was
done
just
this
like
in
not as
another time
detailed
period.
as
It wouldn't have
should have
worked.
been. Anyway, okay, we're way over time.
To another
No one's
episode.
gonna get to this part. Everyone's gonna stop by now. Okay.
Until we become famous.
That's
Then
right.
they're gonna come back and they're gonna go,
Man, they were on.
look at everything we were missing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I'll proceed.
And you know what makes us entertaining is the fact that I can be right and he can be wrong, and he can be fucking middle like lukewarm
the other way
water.
around.
Yeah.
So watch for more.
You
Anything
decide.
You can do, I can do better.
You decide
You
that Lon's
decide
right and
that
Ward's
I'm
full of
correct.
shit.
We would like
And
your comments.
please comment. Not about whether or not we can buy
Can't
more
believe
subscribers
you
from
guys
India.
don't fucking love this movie. I'm devastated.
I
Devastated.
was
I
entertained.
I,
you
I
like it.
now go as far as saying I dislike this movie as much as you like it.
Dang. Oh, this is getting worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off quickly.
Thank you for joining us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on social media.
What did you do?
Okay.
Okay, let's just continue. Ignore him.
Everyone for
Making it up
joining
there.
us. On another.
My favorite. Can I say my favorite movie?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Like,
I would. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on social media.
Right here.
Want to do like 5 million takes?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on social media.
I tried.
Feeling good about this one.
What's the matter with that? What's the matter
I
with
said
that one?
feeling good about this one.
What's wrong with that one?
Nothing was
Nothing.
wrong with it.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing for it.
I'm pointing to.
Pointing does nothing.
But,
This is a
but
social
you
media.
see it on different lines. And
yes,
so I'm like,
but do you
I'm
know where
pointing-
the lines actually are?
By the way, no one can see you because there's a big logo right here.
That's
I
the
know, they can
point.
hear me though.
No,
You
they
did that on
can't.
purpose.
Lynch
We're gonna
Nobody listens.
cut that out.
Who the fuck is Logan Lynch? Who names
Best.
himself
That sounds like a made-up name to
Doesn't
me.
it though? Amen.